Variety princess, yeah. Variety princess, yeah. Variety princess,
Hi guys. Hello. Hi Robert. How you guys doing today? Hi Michelle. How you doing? Hi Nightbot. Finally it shows a picture. That's funny. You've been trying to change it forever? What's wrong with an R? Everyone had pics? I guess. Yeah. People have pictures of random things, though. That's true, Michelle. Okay, I'm getting into the game now. Let's see what these crazy ass people are talking about. Game is a mess, dude. This game is a freaking mess. These characters are insane. This is actually the first game I'm playing on my Oh! What the hell? Bruh. Please don't tell me. I think I just broke my headset, guys. Oh my god, I hate this. Oh, wait. Why do we not hear anything? Hold up. Something is not right. Something is not right. What could it be? Wait, pause that. No, I don't want to skip it. Actually, yeah, let's skip it. Let's pause. Close. That's weird though, that it's not doing the sound. This computer, not even this computer, but just streaming in general just doesn't like me at all. I think I fixed it. Yeah, there we go. What do you mean I broke more than the headset? It's the headset that's broken. I mean, I can still use it, but I'm gonna have to get a new one. I need to order a new one. What the hell? How did that even happen? Guys, I'm so serious right now. I'm about to order a headset. I'm not like, I can't sit here and like act like I can't sit here and play this game and not know that I don't have a headset ordered. So I'm about to order one right now. Because what is my password? I do not know. That is not it. Alrighty. HyperX. I want the same exact one though. Like I really do. Is this it? I think this is it. Wait. I hope they still have the same headset, dude. I don't want a different one. I don't want a different one. I really freaking don't. My past relatives are bakers in Italy. That's funny. Electronics. Oh, this is about to make me lose my freaking mind. Cause I'm like so weird when it comes to stuff like this. Oh my god. I don't want a new headset. I love my headset. Guys, I'm about to have a breakdown on camera. I really don't want a new headset. I don't. I really don't. I don't want a new one. I'm about to cry. All right, I guess I'll order this one. I hope this doesn't have to be charged though. I do not want one that needs to be charged. Wired. Oh god. I don't know, this one looks kind of identical to mine. So maybe it's not so bad. So bad. Okay. Let's see what the reviews say first. Shopping. HP? These headphones were $200? Are you kidding me? Well, I don't know. You might have to drop that because I don't want crappy headphones. Michelle, what do I do? Michelle, help me. Oh, God. Whatever, I'll get it later. I don't know what to get. They don't sell these at Best Buy anymore, Michelle, so I just typed them in on Google and it seems like they're... Let me go to the HyperX website. Maybe they have them on the site. I've had these for years though, and they've always been really good. So I would like to stick with them. I don't want one like yours, Michelle, where you have to charge it. I don't want you having one where you have to charge it either. I kind of like, I want to get you some new ones because I don't like that. Oh God, let's see. Noise cancellation. 90 degrees. What is this? You'll buy it for me? Really? I don't know. The one I got you, I don't know. I wouldn't have gotten you that if I knew you had to charge it. I hate headphones you have to charge. They're super annoying. I don't know if I've ever even had any that you have to charge. I think all of mine have been like just wired. But I don't know. This looks like mine though, which is kind of weird, but no, actually it is kind of different. I'm gonna text you, Michelle. I just saw your text. You're so stupid. You're so stupid. I can't. I can't. Ministries US headsets slash all right, Michelle, I sent it to you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is earlier and earlier. This sucks though. How am I gonna play this freaking game with a busted ass headset, guys? What the fuck? Well, I don't know how this is gonna work, but we're gonna make it work. The runaway room.
Glancing over my records of the late
$40
last century,
headset?
I am faced
I can tell,
with the
Robert.
events of a certain bitter winter.
I can tell it was
A
$40.
murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the
Here we go
crime
again. They're about to blame me for something I didn't do.
However, none could have imagined
You're not a
the time
loser.
that such a seemingly
I don't
obvious
think
case
you're a
as
loser.
this would end in such a horrendous manner.
Who's rich? I'm not
My
rich
friend,
at all.
Mr.
I
Herlock
wish.
Sholmes once said of the incident,
I believe that perhaps that case was indeed
the prelude, the beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together.
That's not nice, Michelle. That's rude. What the hell? Oh, we've arrived. This is cool.
Is this really just a railway station?
Wow,
Railway
thanks,
station or
Michelle.
not, I've never seen such an enormous building
Thanks.
And look at all the steam.
So that's how my my character sounds.
This country is incredible.
This is cool. They didn't have all this in the other ones. I wish I wasn't with her though. She's annoying.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So,
Whatever,
Where to?
Michelle. You're so rude.
climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
This
My pleasure.
is Al Pacino. The gathering of the nuts. These people are insane.
Visiting
Welcome to the
students from
stream.
abroad,
Yes.
eh? Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the center of the world.
Robert, we're
Great
gonna get you a
Britain's
new one.
mighty capital, London.
We gotta get you a new one. We're in London. The 18th of February, 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Oh God. What an incredible place. It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. They've only been built in the few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar, but I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. What is this place again? I'm glad this isn't starting off with them saying that I killed someone that I didn't. This is the Lord Chief Justice's office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice. We had instructions to report here at this time, if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. Why'd they have to kill my bae? So instead, we're here in a different capacity. Is this role play or what? Michelle, can you explain this to him? I don't know how to explain it. It's like so much. But this is a new case. But basically, in the other parts of the game, murders were happening and I was getting blamed for all of them, and I had to prove that I was innocent. That's everything in a nutshell, but yeah. So instead, we're here in a different capacity, as envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Yes, and having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. So it's like Clue. Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, that's actually a good way to put it. So we'd have to return to Japan. If we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer, which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London. I hope I'm up to scratch. Good morning. Sorry for keeping you. Michelle? You know what I'm about to say, girl, but I'll keep it to myself. I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. Bruh, who is he? It seems I'm only 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do. Hi, Fred. Fred, who is this character? I mean, he's quite handsome. How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Mael Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. Oh my god. And I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo, don't be a mouse. Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Rai Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. I mean, just look at him, Michelle. He's gorgeous. This is the sexiest character we've seen in the game thus far. Well, I don't know. Kazuma was actually really hot too. But I don't know. I wasn't expecting this. Yes, thank you. I hope he's a good guy, you know. I hope he's on our side. Alrighty, let's examine. What are we examining though? Let's see. Look at these menacing metal giants facing each other across the room. Here she goes with her little book. I believe they're suits of armor. I was tired. I'm not even gonna lie. I was pretty tired. But I've been staying up late every night. So that's probably why it's just catching up to me. Oh, right. I thought maybe they were like the lion dogs we have in Japan guarding shrine gates. No, not at all. In fact, in Europe, suits of armor like these are always possessed by evil spirits, you know. And they roam around in the middle of the night. I know, I couldn't sleep either for some reason. Really? Is there nothing you don't know, Miss Sasato? This book tells me everything I need to know about everything. If you're ever unsure, just ask. Where does she get that incredible tome? This must be the Lord Chief Justice's desk. I believe it's made of marble. It looks more like an over-the-top tombstone that's toppled over to me. I think that's your fanciful imagination. Oh my gosh, this freaking gnat is back, guys. I swear I'm about to freak out. Sick of this shit. So annoying. It's like flying in my face. So annoying. I think that's your fanciful imagination at work again, Mr. Naruhodo. It feels like everything that's normally made of wood and paper at home is made of bricks and stone here. Ooh, what a metaphor. I know, that's why this place feels so overbearing, I'm sure. Just look at all the naughty books packed together on these shelves. They go from floor to ceiling. And they're all books that you couldn't hope to come by in Japan. It's like a dream. Yes, a very bad dream. They're not all about British law either. There are books about the judicial systems of other Western nations. France, Germany, Spain, Holland. What about Russia? Why do you ask? I was wondering about asking the Lord Chief Justice how you say wardrobe in Russian. What do you think? I think perhaps it's a thought best abandoned. So is there anything else to look at? All right, nothing over here. Let's check over here. This looks insane. I just noticed that. What the hell? All right. So, back. I want to talk to him. London. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Oh, help. I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh? We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say, I'm almost lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water and gas, even cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. Oh yes, astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me there, Sasato-san. And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor. Yes, there's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we will be hosting here in London. Great exhibition? Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history and will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world, even if you do say so yourself. His eyes are pretty. The sun will never set on our great empire. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. All right. Lord Chief Justice, I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. A Mr. Kazuma Asagi, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. That's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news? Yes. We're here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. Your eyes are prettier? You think so? They told me you Japanese people are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that is true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means this study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart. What do you have to say, madame? It's about the study tour. Probably not. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal. Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo, this is it then, the moment of truth. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead. Michelle, I don't know. I feel like Ryan's beat yours sometimes. His eyes are so pretty. I hope he's not watching this. That would be kind of awkward if he was, but yeah. Don't understand me. Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead, but without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country, and that was Mr. Asagi. At least that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. I don't know, it just depends on the day. You guys both have pretty eyes. Mr. Naruhodo, I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? If there is someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer is... Oh my gosh, this is so stupid. It's me. I can do it. Is that so? I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but no qualifications, you say, and yet you still claim to be a lawyer? I have acted as a lawyer in court before, only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me, and I was the accused, but glossing over the details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learnt all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Burya. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe, not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Ostagi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance, that's all I'm asking for, please. 31 seconds. Sorry? Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks. I have stunning eyes? How? I have stunning eyes in the sun. My eyes are pretty in the sun. I mean, they're not bad, like, outside of the sun, but I don't know. But thank you guys. I don't know how, but thank you. So you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. Huh? But let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Ostagi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yes, that's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things, or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden? Michelle, I feel so blessed because, like, I was so sad because they killed my bae in the last part, and then now they just gave me a new one, so I just feel like it's Christmas. Because you said so. Can somebody please get this damn gnat out of my room? Like, it's driving me nuts. It's driving me freaking bonkers. Which one is this, Michelle? Yeah, it did release today. I have a code for it. I want to play it. I probably should play it this week. Like, add that on the stream schedule. I feel like that would be fun. But yeah, I can't wait to play it. I'm excited. Very well, you have your wish. I'll give you a chance. Yes. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. Really? So what is the test gonna be, handsome? So what form will the test take exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? I know, I can't wait. Hi, Glitch, how are you? Welcome. I didn't really care for it at first, but I might get it. Like, I feel like if you have the original Switch, then it's useless. But if you don't have, like, I just have the Switch Lite. But I kind of want to get a Switch that I can, like, play on stream and stuff, so we can play even more games. So yeah, I'm excited. Wait, when is the reveal, Robert? I forgot. Like, what time is it? Isn't it like 8 a.m? 8, 9, 10. So they're revealing it at that's weird. Hold on. That's kind of weird. 11 Eastern? That's weird. That's such a random time. Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait, guys. I might not watch it though. I might wait until stream to watch it. I might wait. I might wait until stream. I kind of want to update the stream schedule now. Kind of want to switch it up a bit. I don't want to move Road 96 and Lake though. I need to finish those games. I keep pushing those games back and that's not helping anything. I know, I should. That would be fun. Should I react live on stream or should I do a video reacting to it? I can't take out Knockout because I told Chase that I would play with him on Friday. So I could take out something we play all the time though, but the only things we play all the time is zombies. Like zombies in Knockout City, and I can't take out Knockout City because I told him I would play with him. So do it live on stream? Okay, I'll do it. Maybe I can add, I don't know. Do I want to add something? I don't know. Maybe I'll just chill for now. I know, zombies. Okay, yeah. Shut up, Nightbot. No, I'm not. I can't take out zombies. Michelle, I finished another gun last night. I have three weapons to go. I'm excited. I kind of want to play zombies tonight after this, just so I can like maybe finish something else. I smashed him. Hold on, let me go clean this up. That's funny. What's going on in the chat? Oh my gosh. Y'all are funny. Funny peoples. Oh my gosh. Okay, tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course. Well, no shit. Well said. So, let's have you defend someone. Huh? Oh, I get to defend someone other than myself? This is interesting. Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an app trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defense as yet, so this will be welcome news. Ooh, today? Straight away? If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? How do I get myself into these situations? Well, could I ask what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart? Yes, good question. I remember. He's cute. Damn. It's a murder trial. A murder? Well, that's not shocking. An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. That's easy to say, but I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will, of course, be sentenced to capital punishment. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably, you read that much in your short sea-based introduction to British law. We can't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life. I'm the Lord Chief Justice and I've decided it's acceptable. But you can't do that, can you? There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court. If I lose, he'll be hanged. Mr. Naruhodo, if you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asagi. Oh my gosh, I suck at saying his last name. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be? What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? All right then, if I have to give you a decision now, my answer is I can't do it. I can't get the words out. 15 seconds. Your decision making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So, it's as I suspected, is it? Sorry? You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I need to finish these weapons. I want Dark Ether this week. I was supposed to get it over the weekend, but I didn't really play other than when we played on stream. So I really want it like this week because Vanguard comes out in a few weeks and I just want to be able to say I did it. So yeah. The test is canceled. Thank you for stopping by. Damn. Go ahead and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over. Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for offering me a chance. Mr. Naruhodo, I'm sorry, Miss Sasato, but what could I do? It's all right. I understand. You do? It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, but resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. What are you trying to say, madam? I think what Miss Sasato means is that no matter how badly I like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day. I know, I saw that. I saw the animation. But for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. That's funny. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? Oh, was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that. I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful. But that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? That sucks. Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold, hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. and that is you. I'm really his only hope. So what do you say now, madam? Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Oh, I hate when she does that. I hate when she does that. She's so annoying. Why is she here? I wish she would leave. Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Well, he just loves time, huh? So venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves. Okay. He's gone. The Old Bailey. I wonder who we're going to be defending. If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once. Really, Michelle? Really? I guess we need to move. We need to go to the Old Bailey. So this says the office of Lord Chief Justice Strongheart in Britain's great capital city, London. Its grand stone architecture and the echoey tick of the vast cogwheels lend it an air of authority. Oh, that's why they're okay. So he just loves time. London's highest criminal court with an illustrious past, the Old Bailey. This is where I'm to take my test and prove my worthiness as a lawyer. If we hurry and catch a cab, we may just make it to the courthouse on time. Oh gosh, this is about to be insane. This is about to be insane, guys. All right, February 18th, 9:45 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Okay. Oh, thank goodness we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from the Erlock Sholmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly. Oh my gosh, please do not summon him in here. I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die and we had to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started. Yes, I suppose there's that. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all. So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait in is grand. Are you all right, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment. Top of the morning to you, madam, sir. Who is this, Willy Wonka? What are yous doing following me here? Tings are fair desperate, are they? Sorry? Would you look at those expressionless faces? From the east are yous? We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan, is it right? Say no more. So, how much do yous need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in a strange, faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. Tis grand, tis grand. Let me start by giving yous 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now. 1,000 guineas? Please, Mrs. Sato, you don't have to shout. But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo. What? Willy Wonka's here now. Wow. It's nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I have enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. That hit me in the eye. What the? break. Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it ya no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh, to be honest, 'tis a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is for me good self here. I'll be in the dock. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a ting. All you have to do is stand up there next to me. Nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial is going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So this is who we're supposed to help? So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't just making it all up. I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial? Bluster and blazes, do yous not know who I am? Me, one of London's biggest names? No, sorry, we've only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park, there in the center of London is another beautiful park. Sorry, a park? What? Just called Gilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did. An entire park in central London? A city of smiles, that's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city, and it's queer old people. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. Ah, but now they've the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. Michelle, is he cute to you? How does he look to you, Michelle? Give me a detailed description of what you see. That's funny. I had to take a picture of that. What is the matter with the London police, I ask ya? Ha ha ha. All right, don't pass out. Mr. Naruhodo, perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath. Good idea. While the gentleman catches his breath. Ew. So that's him breathing? That's supposed to be him breathing and panting? Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'll do our best. What was I after saying, you daft Egypt? Why is he so short? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. Now he's fine? Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry? I know where you're tinking. This chancer of a fella claims to have more money than the queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? Because he did it. That's the only explanation. Well, not at all. Although it is a little strange, to be honest. Why you don't have a lawyer, I mean. Yeah, why don't you have a lawyer if you're so rich? That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry? Did he just say Reaper? Hey, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Baron Van Zeeks. He's the prosecutor. The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper? When Van Zeek stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. What the hell? And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What? So it's reached a desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness, Lord Barrack Van Zeeks. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned and his counsel, please make your way into the courtroom. The trial is about to begin. His counsel, that would be me. Oh God. Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here, I made up my mind, so I had. Sorry? I decided I'd have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance, a student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please. You scroll back to. I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. Well, I mean, he could have told us something before we go in and defend him, otherwise he might get killed. Mr. Naruhodo. The man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Cosmo would never have allowed to happen. Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand. I'll be right there. Oh God, who are we going up against? What is going on? It's happening then, my first trial in a British court. I hope you're watching over me, Cosma, because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. I miss Cosma. He was so beautiful to me. Now it's 10 o'clock. The Old Bailey Courtroom. The hell? So this is the highest court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to the Supreme Court in Japan. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, what? Oh, God, he has a dumb look on his face. Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, but I just can't help it. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We're here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. I know, Michelle. We haven't seen that in quite some time. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared. So this is the Grim Reaper guy? That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld. Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English? Huh? Oh, yes, of course, sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready, and I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. Oh, he's cute. Those eyes please me. Nipponese. They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. A cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tips of my toes. He's hot, though. Now, Mr. McGilded. Yes, my lord? Mookie. Michelle. You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. even if the fella is a student from some little island off in the Far East. It is not the British way to ignore the dangers of yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance. I like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Listen to Mr. McGilded. What a fine gentleman, London something. Did you hear that he donated £5,000 to the government the other day? Mother, please may we go and play in Gilded Park. Wow, that was fast. It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded. That's definitely welcome news, and he certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed? Let me see who we working with. So we got a grandma here. This dude. Her. Someone flipping a knife. This chick and him. All right. The Hunchback heavy breathing short dude. The Hunchback. That's funny. Yes, my lord, if the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready. You gotta tell him that. You gotta tell him that when he comes back, Robert. At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree. Ha! Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me. So he's a drunk. I feel a chill. Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson. Okay, so we got a bunch of people that's not even paying attention. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, those people are the jury, yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet. That's right, I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view. But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict? That I don't know, but I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses. Yes. Prosecutor Van Zieks. My lord, it's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounced your fame. I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. Oh my gosh. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. So what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware? I leave that to your imagination, my lord. So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years? Why do you have to choose today of all days to make a comeback? Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo. As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. You know what, though, Michelle? Who was the Lord Strongheart guy then? Who was that? He was hot. Not you. Girl, no. You're so stupid. I forgot you called him John Cena. The guy when we first started today with the nice eyes, the other one. Certainly, my lord. So you feel like Mookie and Robert aren't like, they don't live up to the Lord Strongheart's looks, is what you're trying to say? As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity. We must be the only ones in here who aren't aware. The incident took place in the late evening, 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice Fired Mason. Okay, so we need to pay attention to this. So this is who, this dude right here, this is who was killed. I'm sorry, it's not funny. May he rest in peace. Sorry? Thrice? He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible. The victim's... Damn, they effed him up. Look at him. Wow. The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at the time. Oh, that's why they showed the little cart at the beginning. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard. Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence. The autopsy report has been entered into the court record. The photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. And one further item of evidence. Okay, let's look in the court record and see what they've given us so far. So we have an armband. An armband I inherited from Kazuma. It identifies the wearer as a defense lawyer throughout the Empire of Japan. Autopsy report. A report prepared by the Scotland Yard coroner. It gives the cause of death as internal hemorrhaging as a result of a single stab wound to the abdomen. Thrice Fired Mason. He was 54, brickmaker. Time and cause of death February 15th, 10 to 11 p.m. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife whilst journeying in an omnibus. Died due to internal hemorrhaging resulting from the trauma. Dang. He got effed up, huh? Why they stab him like that? And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well. And these are, good lord. Damn, why did his hair just pop up? He's wearing a toupee. Is that blood, counsel? Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested. What? Mr. McGilded's gloves had blood on them? So did he kill himself? Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well. The defendant's leather gloves have been entered into the court record. It says the leather gloves the defendant was wearing at the time of the incident. There's a blood stain on the right glove. How did I get into this? I'm backed into a corner before I even started. Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time. Wait, hold on. Were those Willy Wonka's gloves? Bruh, are you serious? Willy Wonka, what was Mookie doing? This is definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London. Well, nothing will come of grumbling now. No, by the way, is Mr. McGilded right-handed? Yes, I believe so. He was toying with the coin in his right hand a little earlier. Ha, pity. If only he'd been left-handed. Oh my god. I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really. True. Alright, so that's all that's there. Damn, how are we gonna explain this? There were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time. Six inches. That's what he says. Only 2. Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilded. Look at how smooth he's moving. Well, rather damning circumstances to say the least. Defendant, what say you? Look at Mookie. Well, of course, I have no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGilded! To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness and I always succumb to it. Are you claiming to have been asleep? 'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Litland is so... Wait, Lilton, so it is? And when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me, the body of a man I never laid eyes on before in me life. Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. So the blood got onto the gloves then after the man had been killed. Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning. What? That's not all of it? There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was finally stabbed. So this is you, Robert. Oh. That's funny. Damn, why is she typing so fucking hard? She going ham over there. Order! When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused. Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses first of all. Your wish is my command. Oh gosh, who are they about to bring in here? Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once. Oh my god. Witnesses, your names and occupations. My name is, well, everyone calls me Beppo. So Michelle, who is this? Who is this, guys? Homeboy cold AF. Leprechaun. Beppo. I drive an omnibus in the East End. He's the one that drives the bus? A white version of Chad. Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city. He seems kinda normal, I guess. My name's First Lady First. I make hats for gents. Okay, yeah, he's lying about something. Why is his hat falling off? Let's begin by confirming the fact. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Quite right. Yes, sir. That's right, sir. But I thought they said there were only 2 people in the omnibus. What? Very well then, let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw. All right, let's hear their lies. Go ahead and lie. What the witnesses saw. Okay. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did, couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus and then I saw it too. Okay. Trezo's the judge. Unambiguous testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes. I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Yes, counsel. Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it? As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes. Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage. Robert don't have nothing to say now. How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. Hi, Carlos. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses? Huh? Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you even traveled in an omnibus? Well, no. We only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves the actual scene of the crime, that is. What do you mean? The actual scene? How? A carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much? Yes. The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today in this very building. Here? What? The entire carriage? Bailiff, bring forth the stricken omnibus. He's gonna write another story about you. So that's an omnibus, the omnibus. I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. Okay, so 4 passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Okay. Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guests that there is a skylight in the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above. Okay. Ah, a skylight. Oh. The penny dropped at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on this omnibus when the murder took place. Okay. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight. That makes perfect sense. Well, counsel, this is a first. And all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom. There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. Yeah, I could definitely see that being Daniel. He kind of looks like Daniel. Okay, so there's clues inside the carriage as well, which I assumed. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish. Trezo's hair, he needs to get his toupee fixed. It keeps falling off. Very well, I see no reason why not. Wait, what do you mean that works better? He's talking about Rai, the character that I'm playing. This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence. The omnibus has been entered into the court record. The 8-seater omnibus that was the scene of the crime. There were passengers both inside the carriage and on the roof deck that night. I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence? Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary. I could help myself a lot by giving the omnibus a thorough examination and seeing as it's here. Yeah, let's look at that and see what we can find. All right. Can we look inside of it? Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? Ugh, the scene of a murder. It's horrible. So he was sitting over here. Let's see what this says. Ah, that's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition. Ooh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event. That's blood that soaked into the seat. The victims, obviously. Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck. Would you really stab somebody in full view of other passengers like that, I wonder? Well, it was after dark, and there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight. Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. Oh, this is the same thing. Okay. This seat has a handle, it seems. What's this? This looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running. Feeding tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing tools. So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems. There doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to stow their luggage, that's for sure. Well, I don't imagine it would be very convenient for that purpose anyway. Oh my gosh. In 1938 with his freaking cousin. With his damn cousin. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck. And there doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from the inside, from inside the cabin at least. All right, I guess that's everything in here. Let's go look on the outside, I guess. Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then. All right, let's see here. So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here. So people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with the cold air rushing past them, and they have to pay money to do so? Brr, I can't imagine how cold it must feel. That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment? Perhaps that is the real price you pay to stay out late. Is that everything? Like, you can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin, so I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. Yeah, that's tough. Is there anything else? Or is that it? Let's see the front. Alright, I guess that's it. Alright. Let us continue with proceedings then. Your cross-examination, counsel. Pray don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights. Robert talking shit. Alright, my first cross-examination in a British court. Focus, Rye. Focus. What the witnesses saw. Let's hear this again. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed. I did, couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus and then I saw it too. Somebody lying somewhere. Somebody is lying. Okay, see you soon, Robert. No beds. All right, so when it happened, the only two people in the enclosed cabin area were the victim and the defendant. And so help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man I'm trying to defend do the deed. I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation here. What am I supposed to do? Or what am I supposed to think here? Is Mr. McGilded really innocent? Or could it be? But before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. We need to understand the case much better than we do at the moment. Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witness statements again, a little more carefully this time. Okay, it was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sitting next to each other. And then out of the blue, all right, we need to press them. That's what we need to do. We need to press them. Which blonde dude? Okay, let's press him.
Hold it!
And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage? That's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. What the hell? There was a lamp on inside, so I had a pretty good view. The two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces, but there is not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded. How can you be so sure? Well, how can I put it politely? McGilded is a gentleman of rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There is no room for doubt here. I really wish there was. Oh, that's that's Jalen right there. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. Okay, whatever. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed. I did. Couldn't help it. Okay, let's talk to Jalen then, since he screamed. He stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you? Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. Let me look at y'all while he talking. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I'd been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absentmindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out from his belly, that huge great knife. A grim sight indeed. That didn't help me at all. The jury looked like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before. That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions. Mr. First. Oh, yes, sir? Is this the knife you saw? Oh, good grief, yes, that's it. The very one, sir. Is that? Yes, counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart. That is a blade of considerable size, counsel. It is. And furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar. Please no. M for Magnus, perhaps, or McGilded, possibly. Take your pick. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake. in the bathtub. You were gone for like 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Objection.
But there are M's everywhere. Like, yes. Like in Mason.
Objection.
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused. Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, counsel. The murder weapon has been entered into the court record. My lord. Juror number 3? What's the meaning of this? My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me. Oh, wow. There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway. That's precisely what I was about to say. As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors. Oh, God. This isn't looking too good for us. What is happening here? Let me see. Yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts. With fire? Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice as we saw a moment ago. So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean... Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. Wait, I need to look at the court record and see this, weapon. A largish knife that was found lodged in the victim's abdomen. Its quality and fancy ornamentation suggests it might be quite valuable. That part is the sheath, isn't it? Are you all right, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, sorry, yes, I just don't really like blades. Oh, those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist. That's not a blade, that's Kazuma's soul. Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like. That looks a lot like blood. It surely is blood, the victim's. An Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood. Did you think it wouldn't? Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust. Yes, I do understand. There's the M. An ornate letter M, undeniably Mr. Magnus McGilded's initial. And it's beautifully gilded too. It must be very valuable, I should think. What is it? Look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W. This could change everything. A W? Yes, this is one of those, turnabout cases. I'm sure of it. I'm afraid I don't know at all, but what I am sure of is that this is an M. Oh, well, that was quickly quashed. I mean, it could be a W. Why not? It could be. Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. Now I'm even more worried than I was before. Okay, very well. The court acknowledges the change in the jury stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. This is a nightmare. All right, we need to press Leprechaun Man.
Hold it!
What exactly did you see? Oh, well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor he was. And by the passenger, obviously, you're referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker. And then the other passenger had that knife in his hand, like this. By the other passenger, obviously, you're referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded. And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly. What? Look at how short he is. My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption. Ah, juror number 2, go on. Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman, and the gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However, those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Wait, what are you about to do? Dispose of the rubbish. Damn, that's tough. No, I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime. I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am not in a position to draw the only logical conclusion. Long-ass head. Head long as shit. Not again. That's 4 out of 6 jury members who proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left. We've had it. Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse. Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly. We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back. But, so the last 2 that we have that could help us is the drunk and the grandma. Great. All right, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. All right, so when it happened, blah, 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 blah. I don't like to be pessimistic, blah, blah, blah. We already read this, so we need to get back to their statements. We need to get back to their statements. So we already pressed that... Okay, we need to press him on that. You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't I already testify that? Or fair dinkum hard-working city bankers not considered trustworthy these days? Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I've really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if you don't mind. Why don't you ask the young man next to me? Oh, me? Oh, well, yes. But we already pressed him on this. If this wasn't a court of law, I would have felt compelled to use a Sasato takedown for that lapse in judgment. No, I'll be more careful. As we have heard, the witness had an unfettered view of events unfolding. Would you not concur, Coachman? Your dithering suggests that you would. Oh, yes, sir. Okay. What the hell am I supposed to do here? What do we have to present? All right, we gotta present some evidence. We gotta present some evidence. He just needs to, I don't know. Maybe I can present... this? I don't know. Watch this, it's gonna be wrong. That reveals a damning inconsistency, that last statement. Damning, you say? As I look at you, counsel, I see your trembling hand, your pallid expression, and your perspiring brow. Huh? It seems to me that is the damning inconsistency here. With the misplaced confidence of your assertion. Okay, yeah. That was wrong. You just reached over and plunged a knife.
Objection!
Watch, she's gonna be wrong. Bruh, I need help. I don't know what to do. Oh, God. Did we press him on this?
Hold it!
Yeah, we did. Why does it give me the option to look around? It is hard to believe of one of London's greatest philanthropists, but this is damning indeed. The law knows no philanthropist, my lord, only the innocent and the guilty. Good deeds mean nothing when overshadowed by evil. The truth is everything. Yeah, Michelle. Couldn't agree more, sir. The truth. Bruh, this is hard. Let me look at this again. Oh, wait, let me look at the people too. I forgot about that. The Lord Chief Justice, who wields absolute authority in judicial matters, including the appointment of lawyers. He's a thoroughly intimidating man. The defendant in this case is an incredibly wealthy philanthropist with a wonderful reputation in London. I'm to defend him as a test of my worthiness to become a lawyer. A prosecutor known as the Reaper of Bailey, supposedly the souls of those he prosecutes are eternally damned one way or another. The victim, a skilled but poor brickmaker who lived in the East End. The driver of the omnibus on which the murder took place, he's an eyewitness to the incident. A gentleman who works as a city banker, he witnessed the incident from his seat on the roof deck of the omnibus. An apprentice milliner who witnessed the incident from the seat on the roof deck of the omnibus. Okay. You know what? Hold up. Let me see. Maybe I'm tripping. Boy, did you make this hat for him?
Objection!
The witness's last statement is clearly at odds with this piece of evidence. No, it's not. I got it wrong, didn't I? I'm sorry, counsel, but I failed to see the connection. Oh, and for heaven's sake, would you kindly desist from that wide-eyed, panic-stricken look you are wont to wear? But it's the only panic-stricken look I know. I didn't kill anyone. We're defending you. You killed somebody this time. The guy we're defending is hold on. Why are you saying Irish? Who said that they're Irish? This is you right here. This right here, this is you. We're defending you because you killed this guy right here. You killed this poor guy. Shaking my head. 48, that's about right. Well, Irish or whatever, this is you, so. Bruh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Maybe, did I? I don't think I pressed him about the first thing he said, though. Unless I'm tripping. Let me press him about that first statement.
Hold it!
Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Oh, yes, sir. That's right, sir. Yes, ever so cold it was, sir. For freezing, in fact. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct? Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course, though. No. And there were no other passengers when the incident took place? No one alighted, for example? You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that. No, none.
Excuse me.
Mr. First, oh, how can I help you, sir? That last statement, did it trouble you in some way? Oh, not particularly, sir, no. If anything, he's troubling me with that hat of his. Has he greased his head? Oh dear, sir, I hope my hat's not troubling you, sir. I'm still just an apprentice, you see. Mr. Naruhodo, even the witnesses can see what's going on through your mind. You really must be more careful. Oh, I wish it were that simple.
Hold it! Excuse me.
Well, Mr. Beppo. Oh, me, sir? Do you have something to add in relation to that last statement? Well, sir, there is just one thing, sir. I was wondering what's going to become of my omnibus, sir, after the trial. What do you mean? I can't help wondering, will no one want to ride in a carriage someone was killed in? Or will everyone want to ride in it? Yes, the carriage could be an attraction, maybe. Oh my god. It could be a sink or swim moment for me. Oh yes, I think it will be. Well, if you could just focus on the testimony for the time being, please. Can somebody please come get this man? That's what he's saying. Somebody lying somewhere.
Hold it! Excuse me.
If I may, Mr. Fairplay, what are you fossicking for now? That last statement appears to have given you pause for thought. Not really. By the way, you always seem to be looking to the side one way or another. Do you have some affliction? Not really. He's not really willing to say anything, it seems. That's none of your business anyhow. You bet the white guy's lying. So you bet all of them are lying. Bruh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I have absolutely no idea. This game is hard. Wait, let me go to what?
Hold it! Excuse me.
Well, Mr. Beppo? Oh, me, sir? Do you have something to add? Well, sir, there is just one thing I was wondering. Okay, all he cares about is his damn omnibus. Nobody gives a damn. Bruh, I don't know what to do. Only got 2 more tries. She sucks as a help, like an assistant. We need Kazuma back. She sucks. She's not helpful at all.
Hold it! Excuse me.
So, Michelle, what evidence should I use?
Objection!
Why should I be wrong? It is. I'm confused. I have no idea what to do. No freaking clue. Mookie's about to be killed. That's tough. Like what? You're talking about the one that doesn't help at all, Robert? She's annoying as shit. You have no idea how to prove it. These are the scales of justice. They're a symbol of the defense, aren't they? Yes, that's right. The scales are a symbol of fairness to show that all are treated equally in the eyes of the law. And they're a warning to those who enter the courtroom without an impartial mind. But if they're the mark of the defense, it would be more auspicious if they were weighing more heavily on the not guilty side, I think. Very impartial, I'm sure. Okay.
Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
Bruh, this game is fucked up. Bruh, this does not make any sense. I'm gonna just present something and see what happens. Wait, I was gonna do it for the other guy.
Objection!
They're gonna be like, that is incorrect. Yep, game over. Game over for me. Thank you, counsel. That will do. I've seen enough. According to the powers vested in me by Her Majesty the Queen, I declare no further examination necessary. As such, I shall be requesting the final decisions of the members of the jury. Are you all ready, Mr. Foreman? Certainly, my lord. Damn, that's tough. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will announce your findings to the court in turn, please.
Guilty!
Guilty.
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 Ew.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Ugh. Damn, that's tough. Well, I guess Mookie's getting killed. I hereby find the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, guilty. Damn, that's tough. I thank the good ladies and gentlemen of the jury for their swift and insightful contemplation. That is all. This court is adjourned. Damn, game over. Game over, everyone. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I've pressed everything they've said, so. I used up all of my things, Michelle, which really doesn't mean anything because you can continue to play, but. All right, we're pressing everything they're saying. We're gonna press everything they're saying. We already saw this. So nobody fled the scene of the crime then. I have to say the boss insists on it running. He does every evening, that last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say. What do you mean by that? Well, what with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see. See, he didn't say this last time. What the heck? Yes, I spend that much at the pub on the way home just trying to warm up again. Let's press you.
Hold it!
Okay, we saw that. He just called you short, Mookie. He just said that you're a bit of a small man. He said that you're short. All right, press this. Yeah, your mind is made up. Who gives a damn? Your mind's made up. Come on. Come on. Goddamn autocorrect. Wow. Press that. All right, we already saw this.
Objection!
Objection!
Objection! All right, we got the murder weapon again. She's gonna say that she thinks he's guilty. Yeah. And she said it too. All right, we have one more statement to press, which is this.
Hold it!
My lord, I wish to speak. Yes, juror number 5, do I take it that you too? As the master of the... See, this didn't happen last time. What the hell? As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly aberrant to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself. But I've heard enough now. The horse has bolted, as they say. No, no, please, just keep an open mind, a little... Gee up now, Silverblaze, the finish is in sight. Whatever, you're drunk anyways. Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir. This is too unkind, sir. Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man. All right, come on, Granny. Madam Juror number 6. Yes, dear, what can I do for you? You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand. Oh yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know. Then pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your leaning? She too busy knitting. Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. What does that have to do with anything? There's a lovely little park just near where I live. Gilded Park is called. The gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life. He is always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right. Look at Mookie standing there. A man like that wouldn't sap someone, surely. Mother, maybe go to the McGilded Public Library later and borrow some more books? How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know what kind of a man Magnus McGilded really is? What kind of man is he? The philanthropist Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls. What? Stone the crows. McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak. I've never heard any mention of that before. Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service? You're not saying that the victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused Magnus McGilded. So why didn't you say this in the beginning? But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts. Good gracious, the brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house, he had not a shilling with which to repay his debts, and in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded, aka Mookie Styles. I don't believe it. If I might add something briefly, Mr. Sato, you claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded, but where is this evidence to support your claim? Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in a court of law. Aha, there it is. Lord Van Zeek's hallowed chalice. How can this be considered acceptable? But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East... I had heard ladies from the Far East... Wait, from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself. As judicial assistant to the defense, I am simply doing my job. What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside. Oh, allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. A marvelous toast, counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence. He's not the dude you are, isn't fat. This is him right here. He's not fat. He's just like this tall. He's like this tall. All right, so we finally got some new stuff. I don't know if the game was glitched or what, but it says a catalog of people who have borrowed money from the defendant at a high rate of interest. It includes the victim who owed 20. Okay. Let's see here. Yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum. Let's look at the court record. Let's examine this. Let's open it. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry. Oh dear, do you really think we ought to look inside? Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder. I assure you will not find Mr. Sholmes' name inside. Well, let's see what we find. Oh God, please don't talk about Airlock Sholmes or whatever his name is. Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off. Ah, goodness, what is it? Look at this. Do you see the name here? Bruce Fairplay. Should that mean something to me? Oh, wow. It does sound strangely familiar, actually. Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment. Okay. Oh, yes, of course, the banker. Why is his name in here? Ah, he borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching. It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course, but this could be very useful information. So he's trying to make it look like Mookie killed the dude because he owes money and he's trying to get him in trouble so he doesn't have to pay it back. Interesting. Why are you hurt? And the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense. Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes. Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused. And it's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel. Oh, she mad now. Grandma's pissed. Still, maybe it's all for the best. Wait a minute. Let's think about this. I don't stand for nonsense. Okay. So they all voted guilty. Great. So what's going to be the loophole? There has to be something. That was it. The last juror's decision. She's about to be like, actually, we can do this. According to this encyclopedia of British law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. The final verdict. It's over then. Oh. There's a footnote, though. A footnote, however, the defense. All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in the case. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Come on, girl, tell us what you got to tell us. Miss Asado, just tell me one more thing. Oh, yes, you were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your encyclopedia of British law, however, the defense, what did it say next? Oh, yes, of course, one moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. A summation examination?
Objection!
A summation examination? From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten, and certainly no longer practiced. Oh God, trees fest are gonna have to chill out. So you're out of luck. Oh. What even is it, Miss Asato? This so-called summation examination. Oh, one moment and I'll read about it. You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails? Typical Nipponese. All right, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury. To do what exactly? Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed. Make them reverse their decisions? Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision, but that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use. I wonder why. Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age. Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? A summation examination? Our last possible option? Do we assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat? Well, why would we forget it? Why not? We don't have anything to lose. The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
Here comes Robert. London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
But if our right is our right, I believe it could prove vital in this trial. The defense's petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. This is madness. Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? Eh? Well, I'm not, there was no mention of this in the letter I received, DC, so. All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision. On what grounds? You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty. Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot. You're not, he's not fat. Robert said that was him, and Michelle said the other guy was you. This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before. I don't really hold with all this justifying lark. That seems to have thrown the jurors off. It seems none of them have experienced this before. All right then, the summation examination, a defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for, to turn this trial around. Well, Robert agreed though, and I kinda did too. So be it then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of this most serious crime. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion. You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years. The scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor, it beggars belief. You can be this dude, Mookie. You want to be him or him? Michelle thinks you're this guy, though. You can pick who you want to be. You want to be him or you want to be him. This is Robert. And then Trezo's the judge. And Michelle said, this is Jalen. No, but they call him the Reaper, see? He's called like the Reaper dude. The souls of those he prosecutes are eternally damned. So they call him like the Grim Reaper in the game. But that's pretty accurate. 32. 48. Those are close to you guys' ages. Unless you want to be this dude, Mookie. Or you can be the guy that got killed. Hey, you're fine with being that? Okay, you can stay him then. I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now. Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments though, do they? Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language. Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. Here she goes with this damn book. According to my book, that's not quite how it works. Oh, I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant. Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says. But then they've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become. Then what on earth am I supposed to do? Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo. Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then? Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments. What do you mean? Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together. And that's the way to break them down, you mean? Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, we then contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other. I see, so it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination. Oh, yes, I suppose you're right. He came in with it. I know what your age is, boy. Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. All right, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. Ew, I have to pull this off. Can we start proceedings, counsel? I would like to ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal. Yes, my lord. Okay, gosh. Here goes Daniel. The defense is rebuttal. Rebuttal. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it must have been him. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. He stuck the chap next to him like this, brazen, I must say. I've simply typed and collated all statements. You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years. The scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor. Okay. So we just need to find 2 jurors with contradictory statements and pit them against each other. Which is so much easier said than done. Is that perhaps what you were just thinking? How did you know? Can you put this book away, please? Well, I took the liberty of doing some research in case you happen to find yourself in just such a situation. Shall I read you what I found out? It is a little long, I'm afraid. Go ahead. Very well, listen to this. During the summation examination, you will hear the assertions of the 6 members of the jury. In this situation, the counsel for the defense use R and pit with impunity. Having done so, you'll be able to compare the chosen assertion with those of the other jurors. Select the corresponding buttons to listen to other jurors' assertions again. Note that you cannot choose the assertion of the jury you initially selected, nor can you choose assertions of jurors who have changed their leaning to not guilty already. What? Once you've compared the various jurors' assertions, work out which two contradict each other and pit them against each other to pull them apart. I see. She wasn't joking when she said it was long. The first step is to listen very carefully to what each individual juror has to say. Then I'm sure you'll start to see which ones might not agree with each other. Alright then, let's get this right now so I never have to listen to that long and boring explanation again. It's fine, Michelle. Yeah, y'all are old. Y'all are old as shit. It's okay though. I like that you guys are old because that means I'll always be young in your eyes. Because when I'm you guys' age, you guys are gonna be like 70 and 90. Like Michelle, for instance, she'll always be old to me. Women like older men? Depends. It depends. It definitely depends. There was no one else in the carriage at the time, so it had to have been him. No, I don't think it's his. Maybe these two? Those two statements clearly contradict each other. They do? Explain yourself, counsel. Me? Oh dear, what have I said? I swear on Silver Blaze's mane and name, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about. According to the group testimony, ooh, this looks cool. According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question, and according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares. Quite right, I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me. And juror number 5 also told us the following: the fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence. That it is a fair and convenient single price, just the way London's carriages should be operated. What do you mean, okay? What are you talking about? Are you talking about me, Michelle? It's either old men or babies, is what you're saying about me? But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. That's what you just said. You said it's either old men or babies. You're talking about me. Be quiet, Michelle. Michelle, you call people that's like 2 years younger than us babies, though. So, like, what option do you have? Like, they're either going to be younger than you or older than you, unless you're deliberately looking for somebody who was born the same day you were. I know somebody that was born the same day you were, Michelle. Not the same year, but the same day. Why are you stepping back into the shadows, Mookie? What are you hiding for? Robert, are you sure? You seem like a chronic flirter to me. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. Why, man, why? 4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication, it would be 16 pence. Exactly, as I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact, are precisely one person's fare. One person's fare? Yes, in other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about. Oof. Good gracious. Damn. This can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men, one and all. Trustworthiness is our watchword. The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy. Yup, Longhead. Longhead coming through. Yeah, you are. You flirt with everybody, though. I mean, I'm not saying that's like bad or that you can't do that, because you can. It's just an observation. Sometimes 2 years is a big difference. Okay, so if 2 years is a big difference, then you're supposed to date somebody that's within 1 year of your age, is what you're saying, Michelle? And if they're not within 1 year of your age, then they're old or a baby? That's crazy. You flirt with everyone. You flirt with everybody. You don't need no problems. So Michelle, you would have to date someone that's 26. And if they're not 26, you're not interested. So what was up with that person you liked in college then that was like 5 years older than us then? What was up with that? The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy. I beg your pardon? Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus. All right then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end, Yas, trunk man? Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire onto the innocent side of the set of scales. Now hold your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do you have to go and wait till I get my hands on you? Beppo, damn, he coming for the shivery old man. Damn. Oh, this is all very irritating. Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same. Yes. We're all a little stupid sometimes. Michelle, every person I've known you to like has been like at least 3 years older or younger for the most part. Like Vimy, for instance. Isn't she like 35? Kaylani's closer to my age, so. For the love of Mike, not you as well. A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters. Oh, really? I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Yas! Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo, you did it. If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue. 2 more, actually. There is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions. Then that's where you must strike next. So I need to pit 2 more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction in their assertions. Exactly, you can do it. Okay, so who else is contradicting? Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination. Okay. I'm changing my lean to innocent. I should like to hear what the slipshod bookkeeper has to say for himself. He said, okay, let's see. This might be wrong, but I'm gonna try it anyways.
Hold it!
As the foreman of the jury, I refuse to accept this outlandish interjection. There's no contradiction here. I got it wrong, damn it. Yeah. Probably so. Alright, stuck the chap next to him like this. That doesn't make sense though. These 2 don't make sense.
Objection!
What? Explain, counsel, post haste. Oh, dearie me, I was only knitting a jumper for my other half. What is all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you? We've heard from more than one witness that they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see that I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? How, want to test me, do you? It was like this, stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up, just like the prim banker said. Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony, quite true. Now then, juror number 6. Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so. Now don't move. Take a look at these 2 jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up, and he stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. Well, I never. They're stabbing in totally different directions. What? Bless my stitches, what a muddle. What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. Oh, but why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet. But what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience? Lies you say? Oh, dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies. Yay! The scales. I don't believe it. Yay! We unlocked it. Wait, now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on us all. If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this? Answer me, dark what? Jinx? Huh? Me? What exactly is the problem? What of it if two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events? What of it? Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he was sat next to him on the omnibus, and this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then the Shylock stabbed him again, and this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that, Who are you calling a dandy, sir? Why I should take this knife to you? Who are you calling old? Why I should take this needle to you? They're ready to kill each other now. But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime? It's possible. It's true. There's an outside chance of almost anything you care to mention. Exactly to the point I've been trying to make. Before you go any further, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, what is it, Miss Sasato? I think you should have a look through the court record. You see, this evidence makes it quite clear. There isn't even an outside chance of what the juror is saying. How did I miss that? Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman. What is it, you dark jinx? Come on, out with it. What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof. It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence, as you wish. What? I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime as proven by... Because it was a single stab wound.
Take that!
This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen only once. Eh? Only once? He must be from Canada. It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time, which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen two different times. Okay, dude. Can you just put the knife away? Clearly you don't know what you're doing. All right, I concede defeat. Oh. Making progress. Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty. We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won. What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me. But we had a consensus. I said, shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one, and if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head. Oh my. Okay. What the hell is... Okay. Please tell me he's a barber. Well, in a quite remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. Michelle. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate, and the trial must continue. Hey, he's still over there licking his knife. What the hell? I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witness to return to their places, and I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. To be continued? To be continued? To be continued? Okay, never mind. So, Lord Van Zeeks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please. Okay, we don't got time for this. Can you get on with it? Can you hurry the hell up? What the fuck? Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeek, is it cold in here or is it just me? As your antiquated tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination, so I honored a deathly silence and listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No, and why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? That's your mating call? So let us proceed to the next round of battle. Bring forth the witnesses once more. He's cute. Look at Jalen. Witnesses. I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure. Oh, yes, sir. That I did, sir. Of course I heard it. Oh, yes, sir. I heard it. You, sir, on the end, the coachman. I believe it's Beppo. Yes, sir. My lord, sir. If it transpires that in your previous testimony you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir. Oh, mio dio. Oh. Okay. Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination. Oh my God. Thanks. Various misgivings. I only could carry for 4 passengers that night, I swear it, but, well, I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. He fiddled us on the fare, he did, and then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much. So now they're all turning on each other. I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands. Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes. Okay, great. Counsel, make sense of this for me, please. The phantom fifth passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cozenage. What is that? Beppo, explain yourself. I'm terribly sorry, guild master. The guild's fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare? It's so cold, and the last run of the day is always half empty. You've been dishonest, coachman. I'm sorry. You're a disgrace, Beppo, a disgrace, and your selfish actions have brought dishonor on the entire guild. If I may say, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week. What? 4 passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the result come out differently. No, that figures. Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel, for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please. We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games. Absolutely. That's his eyes so damn big. I only carried 4 passengers that night. I swear it, well, I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. He fiddled us on the fare, he did, and then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much. I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Oh yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes. Oh God, okay. Not long ago, this trial very nearly came to an end. Somehow we've managed to keep our chances alive here. I can't waste this cross-examination. I have to use it to bring some new fact to light. If you're not careful when you press these witnesses, the danger is that the jury will end up believing something unhelpful as they did before. Maybe, but we can't let the fear of that happening stop us from uncovering important new information. Why should be jumping like that? Yes, you're so right. I need to pay careful attention here. I don't want to miss even a flicker of a reaction among these witnesses. Remember, if you happen to spot one of the witnesses reacting in a strange way, don't hesitate to pursue them. Okay, so I need to be looking at their reactions.
Hold it!
So, there were only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4-pence fare, is that right? It's impossible to make the last run of the day pay. I was so cold, it was all I could do to stop myself passing out. I'm getting chillblains just listening to you. It was terrible, so I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for even keeping the bus running. Can somebody get him out of here? Please. Doesn't a dedicated coachman deserve an extra penny per passenger? Oh my God. You're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. If only there had been a 5th passenger on the omnibus that night, then we would have had another suspect. There was a 5th person, obviously. Please. All right, let's press you.
Hold it!
Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5 pence instead of 4? Well, I paid 5 pence too, sir. And I just told you that I did. A flat fare of 5 pence across the board. It's not something to be proud of. The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified with nothing of the sort. Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed is gone. Dead and buried. I'd have been happy if it had ever existed in the first place. All right, Longhead.
Hold it!
This blood-curdling sight, you mean the murder, I presume? Yes, sir. He stopped shivering.
Excuse me.
Well, Mr. Beppo. Oh, me, sir? Do you have something to add in relation to that last statement? Well, sir, there is just one thing. I was wondering... Okay, he's worried about his omnibus. Nobody gives a damn. Yeah. Nobody cares.
Hold it!
So you saw the defendant, Mr. McGilded, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him. That's what I said, isn't it? Boy, what's wrong with your face?
Excuse me.
Mr. First. Oh, how can I help you, sir? That last statement, did it trouble you in some way? Oh, not particularly, sir, no. If anything, he's okay. Okay, well, whatever. The omnibus is this thing. This is an omnibus. This is where the murder took place. And Robert and Michelle said this is where your 1938 hookup with your cousin took place as well.
Hold it!
Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you? Oh, yes, that's right. Is something wrong with you, sir? Okay.
Excuse me.
If I may, Mr. Fairplay, what are you foxing for now? Somebody lying somewhere. So you had your prom in 1938, but you were born in 1978. That makes sense.
Hold it!
All right, I'm just gonna press everybody and just pay attention. What the hell? You touched her ankle.
Hold it! Hold it!
A loathsome sight. No one should have to witness the horror in the eyes of a man the moment his life is taken. Oh, well, not exactly, sir. What do you mean, not exactly? I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed. Then why have you been saying that the whole time? Good gracious, really? We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it. But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant. I heard the banker gent next to me take a sharp intake of breath, see? That's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw the horrible blade poking out from his belly, all covered in blood. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating. All right, press him. That's what I said, isn't it? It was bothering me before this was. For just a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question. Anyway, there was only the two of them inside the carriage, wasn't there? There's been much talk of a fifth passenger, but as yet, zero evidence. Then what are we wasting all this time for, eh? It's black and white. The man's guilty. Something about Mr. Fairplay's testimony just jars with me. I wish I could work out what it was.
Hold it!
Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you? Oh, yes, that's right. You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip. I suppose I might have, you know, yes, put the cart before the horse, maybe. What's this? Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. Somebody need to take him to a hospital because this isn't normal. I was just driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seats on the roof deck. I wouldn't want him driving me around. Oh, I expect that was me, sir. Then when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor and the knife was sticking up out of his midriff. That's right, yes, and the fellow holding the handle was the famous man, yes. So, in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all? What an idiot. I really thought that I did, but when I go over it again in my head, no, I suppose I didn't actually see the then why have you been lying the whole time? What the hell? Okay. Now what the hell is going on with him?
Excuse me.
What the fuck? Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? Now you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. He didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Eh? I know. That's what I was thinking, Michelle. I was thinking the same thing. Your best friend making out with your date in front of everybody. Your best friend was making out with your cousin? Or your best friend made out with your date and then that's why you went to go hook up with your cousin to make yourself feel better? Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I can answer him cleverly. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? Well, it is a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping through a skylight on the top of an omnibus, that is. Peeping? I'm a respectable city banker, I'll have you know. And I know what I saw. I remember it as clear as Ballarat Day. It was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord. I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw. Oh, I can do that all right. I'll tell you just how grim it was. Do you think I forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after that butcher stabbed that man? Press. Blood-soaked. Well, perhaps soaked is laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. And you saw that from the roof, through the skylight. Well, the skylight's reasonably large, so I had a pretty good view. And there was a lamp on inside the carriage as well, so I'm quite sure of what I saw. This banker's latest statement. I feel sure there's something not quite right about it. When you feel something doesn't add up, Mr. Naruhodo, that's when you should have a good look through the court record. Did he say the gloves they both had blood on them? That's not true. Not long ago, this trial very nearly came to an end. Somehow we've managed to, okay, yeah. What he just said was some BS, so. What he just said was some BS. My man's my blood.
Hold it!
No, I need to get... No. Back out of this. We need to continue this and get back to that last statement so I can make Top Hat flip out again.
Hold it!
It must have already happened. That goes without saying, but I really wish he had said it earlier. So it had already happened. The autopsy report makes it quite clear that the victim was stabbed only once, which means the banker was witness to the fatal wound that ended Mr. Mason's life. Those blood-soaked hands present this.
Objection!
That's BS. Blood-soaked hands. Well, I admit that soaked might be laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. But anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. That's not true. Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar. What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question. Oh, yes, right. And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark color stain there, but as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove. Arg! In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent. Yeah, but no, that can't be right. No, you're lying. So you're the liar here then. Garg! That's right, you were quite clear about it. You said here. It was both hands. Grr! What the hell? Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed. But is that really the truth? Well,
Objection!
Here comes Robert. It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands. It was only one, but the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused. No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Garg! Why? I'm a city banker, for pity's sake. My word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Upstanding members of society don't prevaricate. He's claiming to have no reason to lie, but is that really the case? Mr. Naruhodo, if we had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, it could turn the tide in this trial completely. Something to show this man has a compelling reason to lie in his testimony. Oh, the debtor's ledger, the debt ledger thingy, whatever. My lord, yes, counsel. The defense is ready to present evidence. By Jove, are you sure? Yes, evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had reason to lie in his testimony. Garg! Why is he saying that? Very well, I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. I said he seemed like the normal one of the group. I lied. The evidence that demonstrates he had a motive is the debtor's ledger. Present.
Take that!
This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilded. Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused extortion. The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay. What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? No, well, it's barely worthy of being called a debt. According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say? Well, what of it? let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of your murder. What would become of your debt in that case? You wouldn't have to pay it back, so you're lying. These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to a capital punishment, all outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist. Cease to exist? Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw, and a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant? Good garg. What the fuck? I know, we need to figure out who that is. We need to figure out who that is quickly. Order! Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Who is this? Michelle, this dude biting on his freaking cane. Why do you feel it's your only chance at finding true happiness, though? With certain vacuum options. Yes, my lord. I don't know. It can be risky. Let me ask you again, and be aware of that. Your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Did you or did you not see the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim? Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony. All right, now let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. A pinch? But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on McGilded's hands, both of them.
Objection.
And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained. Grr, so you keep saying. I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir? Go ahead, Mr. First. Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself as it happens. Seeing what? The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes. I'm almost sure that it was on both of his hands, not just one. What? What? Are you sure, Robert? Because... Robert, are you sure? I feel like you've been rejected plenty of times and you've, you know, continued. Michelle. Oh my gosh. It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all you witnesses. This time I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Yeah, that monster game was actually fun. What the hell was going on with what was his name? The town dude. What was his name? I forget. Him and the Ron guy. I don't know what was going on there. What are you talking about, dude? We went on a date. I chose you as a date. one of the times. So what are you talking about? This time I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Trezo was having fun with the audience. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Yeah, yargs! Mr. Naruhodo, this is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last. Yes. I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. What the witness really saw. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself, no, not until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains. There can't have been anyone else inside that carriage or we all would have seen. BS. Why does Trezo's toupee keep falling off to the side? Well, lo and behold, in truth of facts, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. So all of y'all lied, basically. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. Bullshit. I'm calling BS. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it. BS. That's really not what testimony is about. Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witness's account. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case. Why, Robert? Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. Just say something funny. I think that's what we were all doing, just saying funny shit to make everybody watching laugh. What the witnesses really saw. There was blood on both hands. Okay, press him. No, the evidence tells us otherwise. We have the gloves the defendant was wearing on the night in question of the court record. I'm well aware of that, sir, but nevertheless, I know what I saw and I stand by it. The man had blood on both his hands. He's defiant, even in the face of hard evidence. He's steadfastly refusing to admit that he might be mistaken about what he saw, but why? Your reasoning is dire. One hand or two, the salient point remains unchanged. Minutes after the grim crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accused's fingers. Well, it was just a game, Robert. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired. Of course not. Don't try to downplay this. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance, as well you know. Arg, but for crying out loud, we all know that no one else could possibly have done it. I was just trying to save us all some time. You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not? Had you hoped to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty? Well, arg, that's not what I was hoping for. Arg, I just lost a little guinea or 10 when I backed the wrong horse in the derby, that's all. I was going to win it all back. There's a fixture this weekend, that's a sure thing. Little guinea or 10. I'm a banker. No one bats an eye if I borrow a little spending money. I think you may have revealed rather more about your character than you bargained for, sir. This witness's scruples are not on trial here. Proceed to the next witness. Is that really how it's supposed to work? I mean, well, you were playing me the whole time because you had a power that was basically taking all of my hearts or giving me fake hearts. So I don't feel bad at all.
Hold it!
You definitely saw that too? Blood on both hands? Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Only one of Mr. McGilded's gloves has any signs of blood on it. You didn't know, but it said it? Okay. That's right. The thing is, as far as I remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGilded sitting there beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir. He wasn't wearing these gloves? That's correct, sir. And I saw the blood on his bare hands quite clearly. It's true that the dark color stain on their dark leather gloves wouldn't have been easy to see. I should point out that the police officer who apprehended the accused on the night in question reported that there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGilded's gloved hands. There wasn't blood on his hands? This is puzzling indeed. This must be significant somehow, I'm sure of it. I didn't actually see anything myself, no, not until I heard that scream. Press. Bow Wow screaming, I don't know why. You didn't see anything? Oh, yes, sir. That is to say, no, sir, I didn't. Very sorry about what I said before, sir. Very sorry, yes. It was very wrong of me to make up stories and say how I saw him stab the man. Wouldn't you agree, sir? I know what you're insinuating, but I certainly wasn't making up stories. Still, to say you saw nothing isn't right either, is it? No, sir, I saw nothing at all. Mr. Beppo, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you must have enjoyed a good view of London streets, no? They told us at the beginning of the game what our power was. When they said your power towards the end, they were revealing it to everybody else. Oh, please, you didn't even see that? No, it was so cold that night. You see, it was all I could do to keep me from passing out, sir. Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid. So sorry to say, sir. It would seem prudent to avoid travel on the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights. Beppo. Oh my god. Beppo's a damn liar. Anyway, the fact remains there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage. BS.
Hold it!
And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight on the roof of the omnibus? That's right. It was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over. Oh yes, I remember I was shivering. It was so bitter. Which rather begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place. Well, I don't know about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin. Oh, why not? It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door. It was locked? That's right, and it's a public bus service, for pity's sake. That's not what I call fair play. Yes, I had exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the gen inside just gestured at me to clear off, so I had no choice but to climb up to the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below. Well, I can assure you I wasn't just looking down, I was glaring long and hard, and that's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else at all in that cabin, I would have noticed. No, that's a lie, because they have that part in the omnibus that you can open. Unequivocal, I would say. I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight? They might not have been able to, no. Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus and witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight and the floor of the upper deck. Is that right? That's right, yes. In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you. What? By golly, really? Obviously, at this stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus.
Objection!
Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here in the flesh. Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's demands. Stutter could be somebody. Who would it be? Where exactly in the omnibus are you suggesting that this potential extra passenger could have been situated? Right here. Oh,
Take
was
that!
not. Both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight is as I've drawn here. That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it. Garg! Look at his little self.
Objection!
It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity. Thanks. Yeah, who stuttered? Who are you talking about? I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder in a British court of law. Evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude. Can you, Mr. Naruhodo? I honestly don't know who could it have been. Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses on the roof deck? I have no idea. I think I have an idea who you're gonna say. You're so stupid. I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name. I don't know what name we're gonna do. You are a fool. That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of its own limitations. A toast to hard lessons not yet learnt. Let us not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat. Shit, I don't fucking know. This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was...
Take that!
That's wrong. Yes, concealed in the blind spot of the cabin that night was none other than this unexpected passenger. Whatever so-called logic you use to arrive at that conclusion, it matters not, because your answer has made one thing abundantly clear. The real blind spot is inside your head, and it would appear to be unusually large. You could have just said that's not right. Mr. Naruhodo, our task here is to defend Mr. McGlided, and we are working on the assumption that he is innocent. Oh. No, I know what to say. I know. Yes, please stop talking. I know who to choose now. Shut up, Mookie. Michelle, did you know that one of the first things Mookie said on my channel is that I play whack games? He said that back in 2017. What an ass. Am I right or am I right? But he's still here after all these years. The witnesses weren't looking at Mr. McGilded at all, meaning he has to have been sitting somewhere else. Yeah, I know the answer. I know. Come on. Person sitting on the other side. The person sitting on the other side was Mookie. Willy Wonka presents.
Take that!
Yeah, he's an ass to me. He still is to this day. The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded. Mr. McGilded? What are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant. Well, no shit.
Objection!
Nah, you be talking shit, Mookie. Damn. If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hollow chalice, do forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks. People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own, but I see they use the terms ill-advisedly. What are you trying to say? Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact. It's the very premise on which this case is built. But that premise may be wrong. What? If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded. Oh, really? Tell him he has pretty eyes. It creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way. What inconsistency, counsel? The defendant's gloves, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claimed that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim. Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains. The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance. Yes, their testimony remains unchanged. Okay, then I'll tell them then. Exactly, they both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. Okay, we get that. Come on. In short, their memory of events is correct. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night. A third party we have yet to identify, and the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands, both of them. And who was this third party? Obviously, the true culprit. Extraordinary! What exactly are you postulating? The defense's postulation is just that, nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused. But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Yes. The tops of their heads were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though. Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir. And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First? I'm afraid I don't remember. And you call yourself a hatter? The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin. How can you be so sure? Because if there had been, the accused Mr. McGilded would have undoubtedly have offered to depose the fact. Unless that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled. Where is Mookie's character at? I don't even see him. He's right. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it. Not necessarily. Order! There's clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand. Well, what say you, counsel? The prosecution objects, my lord. On what grounds? As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police. But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely? Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out that the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion? My lord, should we ask Mr. McGilded to testify or not? Demand it. Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand. In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury. Ah, yes, I need a little time to consider this. If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say. Get the man out here, I say. It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony. When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild. Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say? Oh yes, that would be lovely. Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Ayy. Very well, the court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once. Yes. Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear. What the hell? Nah, we stopping it right here. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Options. Save. Yes. Dee, 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 dee. My bad, sorry. I'm about to end the stream, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I use language undue to a lady. Okay, but you say you hooked up with your cousin, so. Anyways, I will see you guys soon. Tomorrow we are playing Road 96 and Lake, unless I decide to change it, but I feel like we should just go ahead and wrap those games up. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for being here. I should be blocked. Okay, whatever. Bye, everyone.